Welcome to another crafting and quarantine video. Today's craft is less of a craft and more of a science experiment. For this project, you'll need water, vegetable oil, food coloring, and Alka-Seltzer tablets. So to get started, we're gonna fill our cups about a third full of water. And we're gonna make a big mess. Then we're gonna add oil to our cups. And what do we know about oil and water? Do they mix together? What's happening? Oil and water do not mix together. You see the water has settled to the bottom and the oil is on top. And that's because the water is more dense than the oil. So we're gonna add some food coloring. Just a few drops of food coloring. And you'll notice the food coloring drop to the bottom. Hold on, Miss Melanie's dog is... you'll notice the food coloring drops through the oil and it just rests right there on the water. It's not yet mixed into the water. We'll do pink over here, or purple. So you'll see it sink through the oil. So that means the food coloring is more dense than the oil. And you'll see here it's starting to leak through into the water. And then you'll use the Alka-Seltzer tablets. And at first, let's just try to add maybe a quarter to each cup. So what you see is carbon dioxide bubbles being formed and trying to escape through the water, through the oil, and out into the air. And we know that gases, like carbon dioxide, are less dense than water. They're less dense than oil, and so they're going to want to be up here, out of the cup. And it sort of makes this really neat sort of lava lamp effect, if you're old enough to remember lava lamps. And you see how the color, again, goes up and down, tries to rise through the oil, and then sinks again. This time I'm going to add half an Alka-Seltzer tablet to each cup. And you can really see the colors. And so some of the words that we learned today are dense. So we know that the water is more dense than the oil. It's sort of heavier than the oil. And we also learned that gas, carbon dioxide, is a gas, and that's even less dense than the oil. So it's trying to escape up out of our cup here. And it just makes this really cool sort of lava lamp effect. And so to finish up, we're going to add a whole Alka-Seltzer tablet to each cup, just because it's really cool. So I urge you to try this at home and talk about the density of different objects or in different liquids, gases, and just enjoy the fun. It's super fun. If you try this at home, be sure to tag us in it. Hashtag Bob Quarantine Crafts. I know this one isn't really a craft, just more of a science experiment, but super, super fun. Enjoy!